Thank you so much for joining wherever you are joining from. Every one of us know the situation we are in. It's a very difficult time that we are in now, mainly in the Biafran struggle. It's a very tough situation that we are in. It's a very tough situation that we are in. But things are going wrong, and I'm here to encourage my fellow Biafrans. Every one of us have to ask our conscience, what are we doing? We have to ask ourselves some questions. What are we doing? What are we doing? Do we still have conscience? Why is it that all of a sudden, each platform you go is like people are forgetting about the struggle? It's like people are deviating from the struggle. People are relegating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the background, which is an abomination. For you to relegate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the background is an abomination. You call yourself a Biafran, you call yourself a freedom fighter, a Biafran, an agitator, and all of a sudden, you are changing your topic, changing your platform to a campaign platform. Chukwu Okabia will not forgive you. This is the time that every one of us has to stand up and speak up. The only thing that matters to you and I today is our sweet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his release, the freedom of Biafran people. We are seeking for our freedom. We are seeking for complete movement, complete removal from this very contraption called Nigeria. Nothing else. We are asking for self-determination and nothing more. And we will continue to demand for that self-determination, no matter the angle they come from, no matter the strategy they bring, no matter the blackmail, no matter the angle they're coming from. We will continue to demand for self-determination. We will continue to demand for that. That is all we want and nothing else. That is all we want. Self-determination for Biafran people. That is what we want. It doesn't matter the angle they are bringing it from. It doesn't matter the strategy they want to bring. It doesn't matter the trick they want to come up with. We cannot accept it. We will never accept their lies and their blackmail. It will not stand. It will not stand. So for those of us who are suddenly have lost their stance, many have lost their voice. All of a sudden, you see some of them today has become campaigners. All of them today are beginning to talk about irrelevant issues. As far as I know, the only thing that matters to me today and still matters to me is the freedom of Biafran people and the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every other thing doesn't matter. We have to continue to speak for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for him to be released unconditionally. But it's so sad that today, go to many platforms, people who claim to be agitators, who claim to be fighting for freedom, all of a sudden, so many of them today have changed 360 degrees and they are doing a different thing. Go to their platform, you see them promoting election. Election that they know that is selection. Election that they know very well that cannot work. Election that they know that will not benefit them. You see them today. People who are supposed to be agitating for the freedom of their people. Every single one of them is in their platform promoting election, promoting one person above that thing which matters to us. Every single one of us know that the only thing that matters to us, Biafra, today is our freedom. Some people are trying to compromise the freedom of Biafran people for their selfish interests, for their selfish gain. How dare you? How dare you? People are compromising our freedom for their selfish interests. You see them talking from both sides of their mouth. People who are supposed to be standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, making a case for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, go to their platform today and see what they are saying. All of a sudden, they try to bring all manner of lies, all manner of trick, all manner of blackmail to blackmail Biafrans, to change their topic, to blackmail Biafrans, to deviate from what they are doing and be doing a different thing. But you cannot deceive every one of us. You can't deceive all Biafrans. You can deceive some people, but you cannot deceive everybody. There are still some people who are standing firm and will continue to stand firm no matter what. There are still millions of people standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No matter how you try to cover the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu up with another imposter, another falsehood, another lie that you know that will not fly, you can never succeed. You can never succeed. Every one of us know that the election in Nigeria doesn't happen. What they have in Nigeria is selection. And that selection is not for your own good, not for my own good. But all of a sudden, what we are seeing today is that people, Biafran people who claim to be agitators today, are the ones promoting election in Nigeria. All of them, every single one of them have turned to campaign managers. Go to their platform and see what they are doing. Go to various platforms. You see what they are doing in their platform. They are campaigning for election. They have all of a sudden forgotten the man that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for them. The man that has sacrificed everything and still sacrificing. They have forgotten that man who has given up his life, who is in prison because of you and I. The man who has built the platform that every one of us have had today, that gave us the voice, that is giving us the courage to come out and speak. We are forgetting that man. We are forgetting that man. And you see people today in their platform, what are they saying? What are they talking about? Go to so many platforms. What they are talking about today is election. 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 Promoting something they know that will not fly. They are promoting something that they know is not real. You're not to be forced. Without being told, every single one of us that is mature, that has conscience in him, knows that Nigerian election can never, ever solve a problem. All of a sudden, you have decided to sell your soul and you want us to start all over. You want everything to start all over again. It is so sad. It is so sad, but we cannot allow that to happen. We can't allow that to happen. It doesn't matter how they try to blackmail the Biafrans. It doesn't matter, even if let everybody change and begin to speak about election, I will never join them. Because I know what I stand for. I know what I stand for. I know who I'm following. I know the message I had before I joined the struggle. I was with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's the only man that had a solution to the problem in that country called Nigeria. Those of us who are agitators. Now, I'm not talking about the people who are just coming lately. I'm not talking about people who are just joining the struggle. People who has been there with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been for a very long time. Speaking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why are you changing all of a sudden? We know there are so many people who are one Nigerianists, even Biafrans. I'm not worried about those ones. I'm not worried about those who are one Nigerianists, who are going for their PVC or whatever. I'm not worried about them. I don't care about them. Whatever they feel they should go ahead. But those of us who are holding the mantle of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those of us who have been standing strong, speaking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, demanding for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why all of a sudden you are changing? Why all of a sudden you are being won over? Why all of a sudden you are changing your tone? Why all of a sudden you have used the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you have used the flag of Biafra to build a platform, and today you have changed that platform to a campaign platform? Where is your conscience? Where is your conscience? Those of you who have been speaking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, demanding for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, knowing fully well what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through. You know the suffering Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through. You know the punishment he's going through. You know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in solitary confinement on daily basis. Why all of a sudden you are changing the topic? Why all of a sudden you are changing the narrative? Why all of a sudden you are joining the one Nigerianists? That is my worry. Where is your conscience? Where is your conscience? You that call yourself a Biafran, where is your conscience? As I said before, I am not worried about the one Nigerianist. There are Biafrans who has been one Nigerian from day one. They were one Nigerian from day one. I don't care about them. They can go ahead and get their PVC. They can go ahead and campaign for whoever they want to mention his name. But as long as you are one of those who have used the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to build a platform, you are one of those who have been shouting Biafra, Biafra. All of a sudden, today, you think that election is going to give you Biafra. You are mad. You are insane. You are sick. And I don't know where your conscience is. I don't know where your conscience is. Every single one of us that has his brains are okay, know that in the contraption called Nigeria, in that contraption called Nigeria, they will never ever change. The contraption called Nigeria will continue to dish out lies, dish out evil, dish out falsehood, and they will never conduct election. For those of you who are today clamoring and calling the name of someone else, trying to promote someone else, a brave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, trying to look for a Messiah, there is no Messiah that will redeem you from the contraption called Nigeria except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No Messiah anywhere will set you free from the captivity and slavery of the Janjaweed except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know that, and I know that. And if you are pretending, thinking that you want to blackmail because of your belly, because you want to follow the trending issue, because you want to follow their trending topic, you want to join them, go ahead. But let your conscience join you. Let your conscience judge you. Let your conscience continue to judge you. Let your conscience continue to judge you. Our student Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only man who has brought out the solution to your problem. He didn't only give a solution, he was fighting towards it and continued to fight towards it. He gave his own life. He gave up his own comfort. And today, he's in detention, in solitary confinement. All of a sudden, election came up. I said it at the beginning of this year. From January, I said it, that there will be more blackmail. There will be more propaganda. They are going to bring all manner of, they will unleash all manner of forces against the Biafran people. And somehow, some people are falling into it. They first of all, they use the governor of Anambra State, Soludo. They use Soludo. Some people call him a messiah. Some people begin to campaign for him. Some people begin to call him a messiah. They looked away from the struggle. All of a sudden, after Soludo took over, what happened? His first attack was on the Biafra agitation. His very first attack was on Biafra agitation. Today, they have brought another man. And when we are talking about P2B, I don't have any personal issue with P2B. If P2B was contesting as a Biafran president, of course, P2B is going to win. If P2B is contesting in Biafra land, in Biafra state as a president, I'll be glad to vote for him. And he's going to win. But as long as P2B is contesting on this contraption called Nigeria, based on the Janjaweed constitution, you and I know that it's a distraction. Even P2B himself knows that it is not possible. It's a distraction. They are telling you about the youth movement. Youth movement cannot give you presidency in Nigeria. Nigeria is not that kind of sane country. Nigeria is not a sane country where youth movement can give you a presidency. It cannot happen. You have tried it before, it failed. How all of a sudden you think that this one is going to succeed? When you know that all these criminals in that country, Nigeria, this is where their life is hanging. Their life is hanging on politics. Every single one of them is eating and feeding themselves through politics. You went for NSAS. NSAS that doesn't have anything to do with their leadership. NSAS doesn't have anything to do with overthrow. NSAS doesn't have anything to do with their politics. But yet, they killed you. They chased you out. You were not able to hold it. How do you saw the way they fought you? You saw the way they fought you during the time of NSAS, even when it was not about the change of government. NSAS was just a demand for a good governance. But this time around, you think that you can form a movement that is going to tear up their means of income, tear up their stronghold. You are a dreamer. You are a dreamer. The only thing that is going to free every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria is when everybody wake up and begin to call for self-determination. We are talking about revolution. That revolution you are talking about, prepare for it. It is coming fast. It is going to come. It is going to come. It is going to come. It has been triggered already. It is going to come. But do not be distracted. Biafrans, do not be distracted. Biafrans, do not be distracted. Our Sula Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only relevant man in Biafra land. Remains the only man that we genuinely tested and trusted, that we know that is sincerely fighting for our freedom. He's the only man who will not keep quiet when we are being killed. He's the only man who is ready to defend us. There is no other person that I know that is willing to defend Biafra and defend Biafran people. None. Everything you've seen is just a game. It is just a game. And ask yourself, since you have been hearing about all this movement, you have been hearing about news, you heard everything online, how many of these people, the people you know, the owners of Nigeria, and when I talk about the owners of Nigeria, if you like continue to deny it, there are people that own that very contract for Nigeria. There are people that own it. It was given to some people. They claimed it, and they are holding on it with the last breath they have, and they are not willing to give up. How many of those people have spoken up about Peter Obi? How many of them have spoken up about the revolution you are seeing? You call the political revolution. How many of them have you had said this about it? All those people that matters in this, their politics and whatever. How many of them have you seen add their own voice to what is going on? Even when you, that you call yourself a youth, you are looking for change. You are clamoring for change. There's something to go to. You want to change the status quo from the top. How many of those people who are holding sway is speaking? How many of them have spoken? Every single one of them is still supporting the evil agenda. They are still supporting either PDP or APC. What does that tell you? It tells you that they are ready to hold the status quo until the last man standing. It is going to take a shed of blood for you to be able to free yourself from this control of Nigeria. It's going to take much more than you are seeing. It is going to cost much more than you think it will cost. It is so sad and shameful that people who have been shouting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom, people who have been asking for the freedom of Biafra, who have been talking for referendum, people who have been crying and shouting and speaking up for referendum, all of a sudden they wake up and they are changing 360 degrees. They are changing their topic, changing their platform, speaking from both sides of a map. Some of them are telling you that P2B, you will have to have two options. Now you have two options. When you have the option of election, you have the option of struggle. At the end of the day, this will happen. There is no other option apart from referendum. P2B is not an option. If you are a sincere Biafra agitator, continue to hold your agitation. There are so many people we know that are not willing. There are some people who know that they are one Nigerianists. The one Nigerianists, let them go ahead and do what they want to do. But those of us Biafrans, continue to stand on your demand for referendum. Don't shift an inch. Do not shift an inch. Don't allow anybody to blackmail you and tell you to go and join and do this. So many people have been blackmailed already and they have turned 360 degrees. Today, go to their platform, they are campaigning. They are campaigning. Go to their platform today, they are not even speaking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. They are now relegating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the background. This is a very bad thing. Biafrans, where is your conscience? Those who call themselves Biafrans, where is your conscience? And when I'm asking, I am not worried about the one Nigerians. I said it, I say it again. There are so many people who have not supported this struggle from the beginning. And these are the people who think that they can change this in a way. Let them continue to go on their own path. Take their PVC, go to where they want to vote, and vote whatever they want to vote. But for those of us who are hardcore followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are remaining on our decision. We are remaining on our demand. Self-determination, referendum, self-determination through referendum, and the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what we're asking. If they want to play any game to change it, do not allow them to change the narrative. Let us make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains on the front burner. Do not allow them to sweep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under the carpet, all in the name of their so-called presidency that is not going to work. That is their plan at the onset. The only reason why they brought P2B on board is to deceive Biafrans, to take away our attention from the ball, to make us remove our eye from the ball. They know very well that Biafra is coming very soon. They know very well that we are close to Biafra, and they know very well that in this 2023, that will mark either we're going to be a Biafra or not. They know. That was why they played the card of P2B. They played that of Soludo. You saw Soludo. Immediately Soludo came in. He began to fight against the Biafran people. They played the card of P2B, knowing fully well that we have a soft spot for P2B. We have a soft spot for our own. Everybody cannot deny the credibility and the knowledge of P2B. P2B is knowledgeable. He has the knowledge. He has the wisdom. But let me tell you, in the contraption called Nigeria, you and I know that P2B cannot infect any change. He can never, ever infect any change if he succeeds in being the president. But the most painful and annoying thing is that P2B cannot be the president of Nigeria. He cannot. There is no pointer. I'm not saying it out of hatred. I'm not saying it because I hate it. But when you check at the way Nigeria is being structured, the way Nigeria is being structured from their foundation onwards, you see it. Any Igbo man that is dreaming to be a president should strive to be a Biafran president. It will be much more easier for an Igbo man to be a Biafran president than to talk of being a Nigerian president. Nigerian president is not going to happen anywhere. It's not going to happen anywhere. If P2B was contesting in Biafran land as a Biafran president, he's going to win. He is going to win. I bet you that he's going to win. But the way it stands today, as it stands today, you know that we are dealing with a corrupt, evil nation. A nation that its foundation is built on falsehood. A nation that its foundation is built on lie. A nation that its foundation is built on evil. A nation that its foundation is built on injustice. You and I know that there has never ever been anything called election in the country of Nigeria, but yet you are pretending. You are pretending, claiming that election is going to bring you in, claiming that election is going to bring a change. Election can never effect any change in the country of Nigeria. You know that, and I know that. And you are allowing these people to use you to legitimize their fraud. You are allowing them to use you to legitimize their fraud. We cannot back down on our demand. Every genuine Biafran, as the follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will remain on the demand for referendum. We will remain on a demand for referendum. Self-determination through referendum, that is the only solution. Self-determination through referendum, that is what we are going to continue to stand on. If you are a Biafran agitator, this is the time for you to show your consistency. This is the time for you to show your doggedness. This is the time for you, Biafran, to show that you are serious to be free from the caliphate. If you are serious to be free from the caliphate, this is the time the world will know that you are free. You are serious to be free. But for those of them who are not serious, who are only deceiving their people, this is also the time we're going to know the deceivers. Because you see the deceivers, they are going to show their face at every given instance. They will show face. At every given instance, you will see them. They will pop out. They will pop out. At every given instance, you see them, they will pop out. They cannot hide their shame. And today we are seeing them. It is so painful. Biafrans, I ask you, where is your conscience? Those Biafrans who have changed today and they are campaigning, those Biafrans who are suddenly today talking about election, where is your conscience? For those one who has never been with the Biafra struggle, we know them. They should go ahead and do what they want to do. Whatever they feel is their own solution, should go ahead. But for us, just as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue to hold on self-determination. Even when they talked about restructuring, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, go ahead with your restructuring. When you bring your restructuring, then we can be able to know the kind of restructuring you brought. Then we begin to decide what to do. That same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did is what we are supposed to do. Continue to hold on our self-determination. For those who feel that they can effect change through the election, let them go ahead and do it. Let them go ahead. But for the Biafran people who own the land of Biafra, there will be no election in our side. We will not participate. We will not be part of it. We cannot continue to legitimize this evil. We cannot continue. We cannot continue to legitimize fraud. We cannot continue to legitimize injustice against ourselves. We have suffered enough and we cannot take it anymore. So if you're a Biafran, wherever you're watching me from, those who watch this video later, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Abiyama, if you really want your freedom, continue to stand on the right path, which is self-determination through referendum. That is the only thing that is the only direction we are going. And Biafra is much more closer today than it is yesterday. Biafra is coming. These people know it. That is why they are playing their last card. They are playing their last card. You see the card they are playing, the card of P2B they are playing, that everybody is jumping into the ship. Even people who, when we were calling for sit at home, they refused. We told them to join and demand for the freedom of assembly, they refuse. Even the churches who called upon, they refuse. Today you see churches volunteering their church for their election, for their PVC, when they know the kind of fraudulent country we are dealing with. Who is in charge of the PVC? The people that are in charge of the PVC, who give it, they are the Fulani people. The INEC chairman is a Fulani man. Even when they have destroyed everything, you take them to court, you're going to meet a Fulani man there. You go to the presidency, you go to the House Assembly, you're going to meet where is your hope? Where is your faith? Where is your faith? Go to the House of Assembly and cast a vote. Fulanis are going to win you. There is no direction angle you come from. The only way to effect a change is self-determination through referendum. Referendum is the only way. It is only referendum that can bring a genuine change that will bring injustice, that will bring justice, that will affect every indigenous tribe. And when I'm speaking, I am speaking about every indigenous tribe, not only the Biafrans. The referendum that will be conducted, the freedom of Biafra is going to be so infectious that it's going to set free every indigenous tribe that's in captivity and send the Janjaweed where they come from. They'll go back to where they're coming from. They will now be serious to identify their area and they will stay on their own lane. Biafra, you have to wake up. All of a sudden, Every warning that have been given, you are forgetting the warning. You saw the warning that will be given. All the warning and revelation have been made. You are still bent on speaking of irrelevant things. You are forgetting it. When it starts happening, you begin to cry and begin to shout. What we are supposed to be talking about today is how to protect ourselves for the evil days ahead. Because it is going to happen. It is going to happen. The 2023 election you are talking about, already in the Biafra land, we know that it's not going to hold in Biafra land. So wherever you want to hold it, are you sure you're going to hold it wherever you're planning to go and hold it? Are you sure about that? Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the most relevant man who can talk about in Biafra land. He remains the only relevant man who can talk about in Biafra land. A genuine change, a genuine freedom of every indigenous people. Genuine freedom is what we want. We don't want a deceptive freedom. We want a genuine change, a genuine freedom that will liberate every indigenous tribe. We have suffered enough. If Nigeria were to be a sane country, you will not be talking about Igbo presidency. For the fact that you are clamoring and talking about Igbo presidency being the only reason why you are rising up to begin to vote for P2B, you are mad. It means that the injustice in that contraption will remain. And the Fulani Caliphate will never allow you. Knowing that the only reason why you are campaigning and gearing up for P2B is because he is from your area. They don't care about you. They don't care. And if anybody, for a Biafran to be the president in that contraption, call Nigeria. For a Biafran to be a president in that contraption is like passing a camel through the eye of a needle. That is what it is. Any politician that wants to be relevant, if you want to be a president, go and contest as the Biafran president. How I wish, I say it again, how I wish P2B is contesting in Biafra land, in a country called Biafra. P2B is going to win, hands down, he's going to win. There's no doubt that he's intelligent. He's intelligent. There's no doubt. He is not perfect. He has so many weaknesses. He has committed so many crimes in the past, but at least there are some certain areas that is being considered, because no human being is perfect. No human being is perfect. Don't come and paint yourself as an angel. No human being is an angel. It's only when people consider your evil part and your good part, when it's being weighed, then they begin to know. Take that your good part and begin to, whether if it's going to be effective on what people are looking for. But for you to tell me to drop agitation, for you to tell me to stop talking about agitation, begin to talk about election, you are mad. You are sick. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key and remains the key to our freedom. There is no other way, no shortcut. If you are looking for a shortcut, a simple way to get your freedom, you are a time waster. Freedom doesn't come cheap. It comes with a great sacrifice. And if you're not ready and willing to pay for that sacrifice, it is better for you to remain there in your slavery. If you are not ready to pay the sacrifice of your freedom, you are going to remain a slave for the rest of your life. But I thank Chukwu Okabia that majority of Biafrans, no matter the distractions, no matter all this distractions you are seeing, are ready and willing to be free and free themselves. And we have to prepare ourselves. We have to prepare ourselves because these people, the one Nigerians are going to come on board. They will come on board very, very soon. And Biafra is coming. All these one Nigerians that you see running around talking about PVC and campaigning, they are going to come around because you and I know that they are not going to be able to face what is about to come. But we are going to take up that revolution when it comes. When the uprising will come, it is bound to come. That is why I tell you, Biafra is much more closer. We read between the lines. We read, Chukwu Okabia is going to use this, their evil propaganda, to propel Biafra. Chukwu Okabia is going to use this, their evil agenda, this, their blackmail against Biafra. Chukwu Okabia is going to use it to give us Biafra. Are you ready to go home? If you're ready to go home, continue to stand on the path of truth. Continue to demand for your self-determination. Continue to say what you are saying. Continue to ask for referendum. That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. No matter what they do, do not change your views. Continue to stand on the path of truth. Chukwu Okabia is going to set every one of us free. I pray that every Biafran will sit up and do what we're supposed to do. My purpose of coming here is to encourage you Biafrans. Mainly Biafrans. I'm not talking about the one Nigerian. There are some Biafrans who are one Nigerian. It's up to them. They should go ahead and do whatever they feel is right for them. They should go ahead. But those of us who are genuine Biafrans, who are looking for freedom, who has built a platform in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, continue to be consistent in your demand. Biafra is closed. Remain consistent. Continue to demand for self-determination through a referendum. We're not asking for self-determination through a war, but we are not afraid of war. If they bring war for us, so be it. We oblige them. We are demanding for self-determination through a referendum. We are not calling for war. But if they choose war, we will not run away from it. Self-defense is what we are going to imply. Every Biafran should continue and start strategizing on how to protect him or herself. If you're in Biafra land, it is high time you wake up. Begin to prepare for what is about to come. If anybody deceives you and tell you that it's going to be easy, it is not going to be easy. And it will never be business as usual. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran in Biafra land that have watched the video. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every single person that is watching the video, any place you're watching from. No matter any part of the country you're watching from, I say may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Oduduwa brothers. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the Middle Beltans. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the genuine freedom fighters. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the Biafrans all over the world. Secure us, give us our freedom, and keep us until we get home. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As he is coming to court very soon, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to join us. No matter what the enemy does, we are going to be a win. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. I remember this. See you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike. Bye-bye.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand on the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You go everywhere. We must continue.